So I directed and wrote Wonder When, and I was particularly inspired by Paris, Texas and Wild at Heart. So it basically follows a child whose mum abandoned him, and he's left with the neighbour who's a musician that's not quite got where he wanted in life. My film was very, very heavily music based, so I wanted the sound to actually play a character in the film. So I got a composer and he created a track that was about 3 minutes long, and we cut between each section, and it was all guitar, instrumental. So the casting process was fairly straightforward. We used Casting Call Pro, which is now called Mandy, and Spotlight. Spotlight wasn't particularly effective, but Casting Call we got a really great child from who was confident and good in his role and played it very well. I found it quite hard to go from directing an adult to a child, so that was quite challenging. But once I kind of got into the role, I did the auditions, I did the rehearsals, and by the time that we actually were on set, everyone was in a comfortable situation where they were able to work well together.
Crew was sourced through uni, so we have Facebook groups for all 3 years, and we kind of just posted on that or asked around, because that's how we get all our crew. We ask people that we know, and we got crew from 3rd, 2nd and 1st year, so we had a variety of students on it. I think we had about 15 crew members in total. Like a lot of student films, we always have one person doing a lot of roles. Like the AD and the production manager will sometimes be the same person, and that's fine when it's a smaller scale production, but this was a graduation film. There was a lot more money being put in, and we didn't want people to, waste time doing multiple jobs, and it was better that we had more roles than one person doing several jobs because it saved time. Our budget for production was $1,500, and then we had another separate budget of about $500 for kit. And this was a self-funded project funded by Grace, the director, and Yannick, the DOP. And because it's their specialty, their specialisms, and yeah, so it was self-funded. As a director, I don't know that much about equipment, so I let my DP kind of sort that out. I was more focused on narrative and making sure that the story flowed, and that worked well with what my DP wanted. So we looked at a lot of influences and we made mood boards, and yeah. It was my first narrative-based script. Everything else that I've made has been kind of art housey and conceptual, so the actual script writing process took longer than I hope it will in the future, and we got through 12 drafts before finally coming up with a final draft, and we had to cut it down quite a lot because the time that we had to shoot in, we had I think 3 days, and we did 122 slates during that time, so it was tight. So pre-production was pretty smooth, so we did have a few hookups with the locations, but after the location we shot in one of them, Pontins, so they ended up being closed on the week we'd agreed to book rooms to film, and so I had to call up the manager of that specific branch, and I was hounding him almost, and I was like, can you please just let us film? And I sent him the script, and he was like, okay, it's a good cause, I'll let you film. And we ended up getting to film there for free rather than having to pay as we initially were, so I guess it worked out. I think the most challenging experience was production. Things went a bit haywire, we lost a crucial crew member, and that really threw us off, and so we found it really difficult to stick to the schedule, and that was the most challenging part, so sticking to the schedule. I mean, yeah, we had a few moments where it was are we even going to be able to finish it? But we still did, so. So I made this film to go into festivals. That was the reason for making it, so that when I finished university, I had options to push me into the industry rather than just getting a job in a production company, which is also an aim, but to do something on my side as well, and to do something that I want to do with my visions, festivals are very important. You know what, I really enjoy getting everything together, really enjoy organising it, sorting out all the locations, sorting out all the crew and the cast, and there's so much satisfaction when you actually have everything you need locked in, even if things might go wrong, but it's still really satisfying.
In the future, I hope to write and direct more films. As well as directing, I'm definitely interested in fashion and costume design. I did art direction on a couple of films this term as well, and it's quite challenging, especially if you're doing it on your own. So working with a crew that are willing to work together is, you know, a big part of it. But yeah, fashion and costume design also interests me.
So what I've learned from Ravensbourne is, like, okay, so we get to collaborate a lot, and that's really helpful because we're collaborating over different courses and over the 3 years as well. So I'm second year and I produced a third year film, and although that was really challenging compared to the stuff I'd already produced, I got to learn a lot, and I know exactly what I need to do when I'm doing my own film in third year. So I'm a lot more prepared about what I need to do and what I don't need to do. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get the shot together and then we can work out where he's going to stand and he's probably be there.